Hey, y'all, and welcome to the Everyday Athlete Podcast, reported live from Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm your host, Katie Danger, U.S. Army veteran and founder of Red H Nutrition, providing everyday athletes just like you clean, effective nutritional solutions, custom formulated to help you reach your absolute potential every single day. Hey, athletes, how you doing? I hope that you're hanging in there. And what I mean is we are taking a break from our regularly scheduled programming, and we were going to talk about beats this week, but instead, we're going to talk about something that's very, very heavy and very, very relevant on the agenda today. So I'm going to save beats for next week. And this week, I'm going to be talking about how change is good, how all of the coronavirus circumstances and where you're at right now, this new normal, how it is good. So unless you've been under a rock for the past 2 weeks, you know that coronavirus is now a pandemic. And many places of the world are completely in lockdown. In the States, at least here in Omaha, Nebraska, bars, restaurants, gyms, and places of socializing are shut down. They're shut down in an effort to halt the spread of COVID-19 and reduce the likelihood of mass infection, sickness, and deaths that we've seen in other countries. Ultimately, we have no choice. We have to adapt. Many of our lives have been turned upside down. Our habits and routines have been shattered, and it's left a lot of us upset, worried, uncertain, and scared. This includes myself as well. And for some reason, toilet paper has become the hottest commodity known to man. Now, regardless of the current hysteria out there, there's actually a lot you can do to find your center and get back in control of your daily routine and your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So what I'm saying is, you can have control over your day, even in a world that seems a little out of your control right now. You guys, I'm going to be honest with you and what my opinion is about this. And I'm of the opinion that the reaction to the virus, this reaction that we're seeing, the hoarding, lockdown things, I just think that our reaction to the virus is going to have far greater detrimental effects on our society and community than the actual virus itself. Now, we'll see if that opinion is accurate or not, but ultimately it just really doesn't matter because we're going to continue to navigate through these uncertain times because we don't have a choice. The first week of this lockdown and quarantine life, it brought me my fair share of ups and downs. It seemed like every hour I was either up, I was optimistic, and then the next hour I was scared and I was worried, and I've just become uncertain about my business, its longevity, my ability to podcast, and like what my daily routine even means anymore. I've had partnerships and gym collaborations that have just poof, disappeared in 24 hours. And I worked for years to foster those relationships. And it's really hard not to have contact with the people that I wish to serve. I'm so grateful that I still have the opportunity to podcast, and God forbid something takes away that. I'm just glad that I have a way to socialize with people, to share my thoughts and ideas, and continue to go deep with my community. Those gym partnerships and collaborations, it's really, really been difficult to not have those interactions with my friends, my customers, athletes. It's just been a bummer. And I know a lot of people in the same boat. But let's start talking about the positives. Let's start talking about how change is good. Let's get into the way in which you can use this change of pace to get stronger, be more resilient, and adapt. I want to say, though, that this situation that we're faced right now, a word that has been highly overused is the word unprecedented. I'm really tired of hearing the media outlets use the word unprecedented to add just a touch of fear to the reporting. And I do. I think a lot of the reporting is fear-based rather than factual-based, and I believe a lot of people will agree with me on that point. So the situation is not unprecedented. There have been many times in history where the environment, the economy, our social lives were completely turned upside down. So in terms of human history, this is not unprecedented. In terms of the availability of social media and an event like this, okay, I'll believe that, because since we've had social media and the ease to share and observe and consume information, certainly something like this is unprecedented. The situation that we're in, though, is a way that we can practice being resilient. We can find out what habits that we had and then what habits are no longer serving us. First things first, you got to get control of your thoughts. So this is my first key to you, is get control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are things, and your thoughts should be treated with care. Our thoughts lead to our feelings, which then generate our actions. So to be in control of your feelings, to be in control of your actions, you've got to get control of your thoughts. And one way that you can easily get control of your thoughts is cut yourself off from social media consumption. Back in the election of 2016, when it was Trump versus Hillary, it got so bad. Social media was just full of one-sidedness. Didn't matter what side you were on. You could easily find a camp to support your views and beliefs. And it sucked. I hated hearing about it, reading about it. It brought me down. So that is when I first started practicing limiting my social media consumption. I did, however, find myself as the coronavirus pandemic picked up in speed. I found myself getting caught up in the media and the fear that was being told to us. So I had to pull myself back again. I started to limit my media consumption. I felt like I was getting pulled in. So I don't read the news anymore. I have unfollowed all news pages on my Facebook. If I want to get any news, I have to go there. And I know that when I'm taking the action to go there, I'm asking myself, do I really need to know what's going on in the world right now? Like, has anything changed that significantly? I make sure I ask myself that before I check. I have a lot of friends who what they're doing is they're only giving themselves 1 to 2 times a day to do their news update because they feel that they still need to be informed, but they don't want to have that heavy guise of fear follow them all day. So they are taking control of what they're feeding their mind. If you do want to continue to consume content on social media, find inspiring things to follow. There are plenty of pages and accounts that have motivational, inspirational things you can look at, quotes, people in action, wonderful stories that have come out of not only coronavirus, but that are still happening day to day. There's good stories out there. So fill your mind with good vibes instead of bad. Find a way to do that. That is something you have complete control over. I'm not saying that you should be ignorant to ignore information. You just have to be smart and intentful with what and how you consume your information. Use intent. If you are going to consume information, use intent. What do you want to get out of it? How do you take an objective approach to news information consumption? Okay, so getting control of your thoughts is important. Now it's also a good time to create your own personal mission statement. And the reason I like a personal mission statement is because it has your values, your principles, and your beliefs. And this can ground you and bring you back to your center when something like an unplanned crisis or circumstance creates obstacles for your daily routine, just like we're experiencing right now. When we get out of our routine, we get anxious, we get scared. We quickly realize that all of those superficial and perhaps mundane tasks that we engage in daily, they no longer have any purpose. They're essentially meaningless. So what do we go to when the tasks that we were used to, the habits that we're used to, are completely pointless right now? So creating that personal mission statement, it takes you out of the present and it turns on your right brain, your creativity, and that deep analysis of who you are and why you get up every morning. Your mission statement is your center. It's a declaration of what you believe in and how you want to be perceived by those that matter most. So for me, the statement that I always come back to is this: I want to lead fearlessly with integrity to educate, inspire, and empower so I can leave the world a better place. I'm going to say it again. I want to lead fearlessly with integrity to educate, inspire, and empower so I can leave the world a better place. My mission statement has emotion. It's got a big picture mentality to it, and it's intrinsic. It's deep within me. And ultimately, it's going to withstand the test of time and circumstances because it doesn't matter what world we're in, what country, state, town, whatever I live in, if it's sunny, if it's cold out, it doesn't matter. It's always going to give me a focus when I become lost or uncertain. It is universal. Your personal mission statement is always certain, and it's always certain, even in times of uncertainty. So you always have something to stand on. So create a personal mission statement, and you'll always have a way to bring certainty and clarity back to your life. And the final thing that I would suggest in times of change that we're in right now is to find a way to maintain your physical resiliency, your body's resiliency. And I'm talking about the actual physical body. This means continue to move your body. You're probably going to have to put your long-term fitness goals on the back burner for a bit because your gym might be closed. So you can't train like you want to. Perhaps you were following a squat program or a strength program and it's just not going to work right now. And that's okay. But you have to do something because something is better than nothing. You can't just stop and wait until the times are right again. You don't have a gym, go for a walk. You don't have any barbells or weights, make your body weight the resistance. I truly believe that exercise is an essential piece of this resiliency puzzle. You got to have a strong mind. You must have a strong mind, but you also have to have a strong body. Whatever you do, no matter how long this change lasts for, you have to keep your physical strength high. Do not let it deteriorate. You guys, we're going to be okay. I promise. And if you get control of your thoughts, if you're really careful about what media you're consuming and use intent, if you create a personal mission statement that includes your values and beliefs, you're always going to have certainty. And then just find ways to move your body. You'll be okay. I promise. Athletes, thank you so much for tuning in this week. There's a lot to analyze right now. There's a lot to think about right now, but be patient because this too shall pass. Next week, if all is right, we're going to return to our regularly scheduled programming, and I'm going to tell you all about beats. I'm going to tell you all about beats and how they are nature's gift to athletes. This is Katie D, over and out, and I will talk to you again next week.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.